luckily. The sky is clear here for the Void Onimass rotate. Meanwhile, Cold Ritual and Peterbot on the move now as well. A little bit of a late rotate for them too, but Void Onimass, of course, making that no problem for them now.
Yeah, you can see, because they haven't had the most forgiving rotation this time around, coming in from the north all the way to the south. Material is not necessarily looking the best, but they're looking around to see if there's any potential refreshes that they could try to get. Muzz, Rise, Yapko, no, they're not in just yet. They quickly try to go ahead and one orb towards the top. This is where they're going to try to position the castle for now.
And this is what happens when you pull the zone so perfectly like that, and they have the download of the rest of the lobby. I was literally setting the stage, and the zone couldn't have been better for them, but first, we got to see what's going on here in Foyo's world. Agers and Acorn got some big pressure coming in here. Foyo
I really want to see a Foyo,
right now,
FCS one without Peterbot, just to prove himself. Because I feel like he still didn't get enough credit.
Right now. Can't be
Still,
that.
and that's crazy, because he absolutely still fragged out.
Was gonna be on their
Just
side.
his teammate was Peterbot.
They're in the front side of the zone, but so is Muzz, Rise, Yapko, and that's
hard,
something that you really have to start to be careful for. At least cognizant of who's going to try to overtrack you. They're only 31 above the damage threshold. As
Kanata on height right now.
Still holding on their position in the clouds. Ritual, Peterbot, Cold trying to claim the position in front
just
of
watching
everybody
them
else, zone after zone. It's
on,
still
like,
a little bit too early to
FCS
know if
division
anybody's going to try to take that high ground away.
Absolutely fragged out.
Let's see it though. Pressure coming in. Clixie, Hamzo, Batman, Buka maintaining this kind of second height visual right now. No problem as far as their loadout's concerned. Things are seemingly starting to come together for them, but a refresh could be nice.
Yamzo and Batman Booga, the craziest trio I've seen play. Like, they have so much communication, but it looks like they don't, you know?
It's cold.
It's crazy. Like, they go wild in game.
Does have two teams potentially looking to
not a still on high. They might win this game, actually.
Take the low ground.
They're just continuously trying to bulldoze their way through these teams. They know they don't necessarily need Storm Surge. It's just about materials and eliminations. As Kanata, Rapid, and Bolts continue to pour down pressure, Jack's going to go down. Cease is going to be left by himself. He has to make a big clutch happen, just like he did to get to this stage alone. But he's going to fall. The whole team's going to be ripped apart. Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual,
Peterbot not looking good. Of course, he has so many shieldfish, though.
Top 10 situation right now. This is where the points really start to add up. But look at this, only 30 builds here, 3 mats left. What can Peterbot and team do? They're gonna need a refresh, and Edgy is gonna be the one first to fall here now. Peterbot gets the siphon, so he goes into the storm for the loot.
That's not good for us.
The team following close behind, and look at how they work as a unit right now. That is exactly what we expect of a team this good.
Agers,
Agers
move
doing it once again now, maintaining control of the low ground.
Booga dies.
Shots here by Agers. He's working back and forth. Booga's gonna fall. Peterbot loses his team. It's all up to him and Ritual.
I hope he jumps into that because
We've seen this movie before. We know what he can do by himself.
Peterbot's solo. He might lose this. Is Peterbot dead? Oh my gosh. Bro, someone kill Peterbot. He's solo. Oh, he's dead. He's dead. Let's go. Peterbot dies. Let's go, bro. That's huge. Game 1? Game 2.
They're looking for the win.
Game 2.
They needed this comeback right now. They needed to get themselves back on the board. Agers, though, is the last man standing. He takes down Yapko. He's looking for a siphon. There it is. The points start to add up. The health is coming back for him. Meanwhile, he turns his high ground attention up top. It's Kanata who's still there. Agers swinging all types of around now. It seems like he's got his bearings back under his feet here. And things are starting to simmer down. There's a lot of fragmented teams alive, though. Anything can still happen right now.
I don't think there's anybody that's a full trio.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Trying to use that to his advantage.
Okay, I got it. But anyways,
Rise is on the other side. Eventually they'll crash, and it does look like it's going to be Agers to get the
Agers is clutching right now. Hold up. Kanata, yeah, I told you. Kanata on high. When they get it to high, they're going to win this game. Yep, I told you. I called it. When they get on high, they win the game. Every time, though. It's crazy how good they are.
Needs that little bit of confidence boost is someone like Kanata, who plays off of the momentum of his mood and wait for him to take that game 2 victory right there. That's gonna really put him in a good spot.
Yeah, like that. Okay. Who's in first right now? Is Kanata in first?
This guy's got to be feeling good, and that brings
Like, I want Kanata to win, but, like, I think I'm rooting for Pollo more, you know? Pollo, he got a lot of credit for the FNCS duos win, but not enough, I don't think. But if Kanata keeps on, and their team keeps on getting on high, they're gonna win, no doubt. They will win this FNCS if they keep on doing this. But I feel like Pollo, or not Pollo, Peterbot, Cold, and them, I think they'll figure should go contest them for a height or something, and then just switch up their game plan, at least by game 6. And then, like the last game, just to switch everything up. And that's how they're gonna win, I feel like. That's what he's the best at. Like, he can do whatever he wants when he wants.
I cannot believe what just the 2 first games of Major 1 Finals have given us. What's so crazy about this game is we're literally bouncing from trio to trio, and then the moment we get the white shot, we look up, we go,
Kanata might. They're looking good right now.
Rapid bolts, are you guys on height? And they win!
Yeah, they had that tower, like you can see right here, from 8th zone.
Just gonna let them talk, because
convert this into high ground, and they do that. But then we see bolts go down, and I go like, well, no way that they're going to be able to hold high ground, and they still do that. Kanata has to be one of the best fraggers from high ground. To get double-digit eliminations from that position is almost unheard of. And to speak on where they were in game 1, they ended in 21st place. So to jump up so far, to recover, and you know that this team is a very emotional trio, or Kanata,
you know, if Pollo doesn't win, I hope it's
to
Kanata
see them
or
go from
Clicks.
21st to first place, you know that they have
Kanata
to
or
feel
Clicks, Pollo.
Yeah, but what a huge burst of confidence that must be, right? I mean, for Kanata, just as himself personally as a player, obviously for the trio as well. I mean, winning a game, but 10 eliminations,
Chaos Gaming for Team Slate's in it. Hopefully he pops off game 2,
especially after that first game kind of slipped out of their hands. Still though, even saying that middle of that game right there, Kanata, Rapid, and Bullets looked like they were a little bit lower.
I'm gonna show y'all the
on
leaderboard right
surge.
now.
I'm surprised they were actually able to bring that back and convert that game. But yeah, Kanata put it on a show.
I
well
bet
done to this team, holding the high ground, receiving no types of pressure, just cleaning up the rest of the game.
Dude, let's go. We have to go to a break. When we return, though, don't worry. We'll break that win down and so much more. We'll be right back. Let's go!
Okay. So, basically, I feel like Pollo's got it in him, but that game was not the best. Like, yeah, what do y'all think? Like, who do you think's winning the FNCS this year? NA Central. Like, hold on, let me. Okay. Let's see, can y'all... Okay. Oh, Pollo is in first right now. And then DT Rise, Falcon Yapko, and Muzz. Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual third. Can y'all... Okay, so I'm gonna mute this. Okay, so Pollo's team first, which I'm so happy to see right now. Rise's team, well, yeah, Yapko, Rise, and Muzz second. Peterbot, Cold, Ritual, Batman, Booga, Yamzo, and Clicks in fourth. You could not make that. Well, I mean, it's only the second game, but that's crazy. That's funny. See him in fourth again. Rapid, Bolts, and Kanata in fifth after that huge win. Curly, Noxy, and Virgo, I'm just gonna call him Virgo, in sixth. Aminished, Braids, and Visuals in seventh. Aviv, Booga, and Threats. I'm glad to see Booga up there. And Aviv, actually. Aviv is crazy. Like, okay, Encrypted, Sales, Death, ninth. Deegan, Sandman, and something Havoc, 10th. Blake, Cease, Blake, and Jack? What in the world at 11th? Cooper, okay. Cooper, Sphinx, and Video. I did not. Wow. Man, they're way lower than I thought. Bila, Quanti, and Edgy in 13th. I don't. Okay, I'm just gonna say Crazy. That Crazy's team in 14th. 15th, Seek, G Monster, and Osid. Oxy, Jojo, Peaks, I'm guessing 16th. Okay, so basically, Oliver OG. Wait, he quad? What? 18th. Oliver OG quad. Wow. Buck. I don't think. Bucky. Is that actually Bucky? Savage and Ocus at 19th. Vidal. Okay, so basically, where? Noah W. Hey, Chaos Gang, let's go. Even though he's 28th, but hey. Yikes. That's Arca. Yikes. Ooh, that's not good. That he was Slate's owner, and then he left. 31. Nerfus, Joji, Nerfus, and Aaron in last place. Wow, that's crazy. Nerfus, he's from Team Slate too. Joji, he used to be. I mean, he's still insane, obviously, but he used to be top dog, you know. But it's not looking good for them right now. But Mason, yeah. Let's see. Wait, so I'm guessing Reet did not qual. Hold up. I thought he was going to qual because he was third. Hold up. Really? So, yeah, I guess they didn't qual. If y'all didn't hear, Reet said he might try to switch to keyboard and mouse if he does not qual to Grand Finals, which was this Grand Finals, and I don't think he qualified. So will we see a Reet keyboard and mouse, like him as a keyboard and mouse player? That, to me, would be awesome to see, but like, I wish he stayed I meant controller, just to show that, you know, controller players can still play with keyboard players, you know. But, you know, it's fine. He's got next season, I guess. It's fine though. It's a little bummer not seeing him. Because he's always there, you know, always at the top. He's usually always there. Like, it's weird not seeing him in. It's weird. Oh my gosh. Like, that to me, it sucks. Okay. Jeez. This FNCS has definitely been the craziest. Like, there's definitely a lot of teams that did not make it that should have made it, you know? Like, Reet won, but I feel like Reet could have found him a better team. I mean, obviously, his team is insane. Don't get me wrong, but like, that's not Reet standards, you know. Reet is the best. Okay, you got Miro, Reet of all time. Miro, Teeny, Reet. Like, there's a top 3 right there. So, what happened there? Okay, I'll be right back, chat.
And that's definitely worked out for him back when 1.5x points for day 2 was a thing. Obviously, this isn't affecting him too much. You know, the fact that they have been put into a solo situation in both games now, and they're sitting in 3rd place is definitely not the worst position to be in.
I mean, I don't think that we've actually seen a good game from them yet so far, right? They haven't, you know, been a trio, a solid trio with, you know, healthy materials and everything ready to go. So hopefully in game number 3, they can kind of switch that around and we can see a healthy end game from that.
Let's find out. I'm getting word it is that time once again. Right back into the action we go. So casters, take it away. Yeah, I think you hit it right there. The money on the head right there. Because what we've just seen is that's just their worst games, right? This is not even what they're truly capable of just yet. And don't forget, we're just getting started. There's still 4 big games in front of us, Jacob. In day 1, your performance matters now more than ever, right? There is no multiplier for day 2.
Yeah, it's going to be so hard for these teams to catch up. There's not going to be a lot of time to make the adjustments. But Peterbot's playing phenomenally well. 3,600 damage, most damage in the game. But Pollo is playing just a little bit better. He is the elimination leader right now after 2 games. Will that change? Because the Battle Bus is ready for Game 3, Monster. Let's get into it.
Major 1 Finals Game 3 starts right now. Very interesting kickoff to the weekend so far, as Finals Day 1, Game 1 and Game 2 have definitely kept us on our toes. The story just really starting to take shape now. 70+ points ahead of the competition. Agers, Acorn, and Pollo find themselves right now. Can they maintain the lead is the question everyone is wondering. However, we are just getting started, right? I really don't think you can count out any of the teams inside the top 5. There's a reason all 5 of those trios were the trios at the top of everyone's list. So I do think we are in for a great competition to come.
Fight that we saw kind of in game 1 a little bit slow. In game 2 you saw ended rather quick, probably depending on those drop spots. This time around over towards Magic Mosses, you see it just a little bit split out. They don't want to kind of put it all to the test because it's exactly what you were talking about. 12 games throughout the weekend, Monster. It's truly a marathon and not a race. And you got to make sure you don't just gas yourselves out and kind of lose sight of what's important. But from one fight to the next, it does look like Cease, Jack, and Blake contested again from groups to this. They figure out a way to win off spawn.
Yeah, I just think this leaderboard is going to look very, very different by the time the day is over. I'm willing to hedge the bets on it, but let's take a look at what's going on here. We saw a little glimpse of Cease, Jack, and Blake making their way into that end game just before. They're still looking to get their footing. First set of eliminations is going to fall right into their point threshold there. Very nice. Meanwhile, Sinetto, Scare, and Veer. Strong game 1 performance, kind of fizzled out come the end game, and then game 2. Bit of a struggle. After getting contested, but the Whiffy Wharf, not big enough for 2. You can see their loadout looking pretty desperate here right now. I wonder, when are they going to push?
Yeah, there's really not a ton of loot directly in Whiffy. Usually if you get this uncontested, you go towards the north. There's a lighthouse there with more loot. Sometimes a little bit towards the south, but for 2 teams to land at this one drop spot, both of them are going to be, wouldn't necessarily say in shambles because it depends on what you actually get, but they're going to be hurting the longer that fight actually does take on that side of the map. Chimp, Skittles, Victor V, you saw them contested. You saw them kind of spread out in the early game instead of taking their contested fight straight out. And they immediately move over towards Brutal Boxcars. They're just trying to get as much metal as they can. That's one of the few resources towards the north side of the map that they actually lack.
Yeah, always tough to find that metal. Skittles, Chimp, and Victor V right now. Just looking to trade some tags here with teams in the vicinity. Nothing big comes out of it just yet, but they do have an early elimination off kind of picking one of these players off. So they're trying to see if they can set themselves up to potentially collapse now, but no. Instead, they back off. It's the right play, right? Game number 3. Everyone's still looking to kind of situate themselves, build a strong foundation here for day 1. Meanwhile, at the Flooded Frogs, Cold, Ritual, and Peterbot, we all know there is really nothing that can stop this team if you get them into endgame. It's just runaway train scenarios unfold game after game.
Yeah, the accolades for this team continues to kind of stack up. Placed top 3 in over half of their finals games this season. No, it's not just
okay, so Basically, you're giving them the best loot, Peterbot, the best loot, the best team, the best loot, for free. I mean, I guess they're not getting Storm Surge right now, which that might hurt them, but still. Oh, Blake. Oh wait, their off-spawn fight is happening right now. They're not really showing it, but that's what happened.
And can we just give credit to him not even wasting the shield kegs? He's willing to keep it down to the last tag in case they need a double back into the storm, play a little bit further. It's the little things. They really have their entire drop.
I just don't want to see Peterbot
I think people give him enough credit for the preparation.
Muzz, Yapko, and Rise, I feel like they have potential to be a top 5 team right now. Like, in day 2 tomorrow, top 5 win.
Every single inch that they have in this game, and they've done so by traveling north, south, east, west. They're quick to the punch to try to get.
Oh my gosh, look how many teams are at Brutal Boxcars. Golly.
Have seemingly jumped into the
Why are there so
many? I don't know who
many?
invited them, but Chimp, Skittles, and Victor V has had their drop spot just fully invaded round after round. And you can see it's weighing heavily on their points right now.
Well, they are literally just staring right there.
Has gone off to at this point.
Wow. It's unfortunate for them.
Moving past this position, if anybody kind of positions on top of that actual mountain, it's not going to come without its own risk of possibly just kind of getting tagged up by Surge, but you see the importance of metal, teams willing to converge on that location. Others are having no stress, others are having all of it. Peterbot, Ritual, and Cold looking to fight another one of these early game scuffles to try to get their Surge to really set themselves up for some of the performances that they've been having so far. And you see that they're kind of pushing each other into one another. Peterbot taking all the walls on
Peterbot's in third, yeah.
Stay alive and put the same pressure on the other side.
What I like about this is no 2 games are the
same.
Right?
They just
got a completely different way this time around. Peterbot though is going to be the first to fall here to the hands of Fred.
Oh, Peterbot died.
On the other side of the wall.
And they're running.
Cold, seemingly deciding, hey,
dang, Liam F. Yo, Liam. Yeah, that team actually clutched. Yo, they said you ain't taking this. Oh, they have such good loot now. Oh my gosh.
Do you chase the other 2? And we're gonna see how Peterbot actually went down, just getting a little bit too aggressive.
Oh, that sucks.
The siphon, because he just had a sliver of HP himself.
That sucks.
Did notice they started to move towards Cold and Ritual's way, but hold that thought.
Sales
Creo,
and...
Zeus and
Oh, that's Creo? I did not know that was Creo. Dang.
See a little bit of action, both sides putting the damage on. It's going to be a
hopefully they don't have any shockwaves.
Attacks coming in though. Other teams starting to look in now. This is not a
just kidding. I'm sorry.
At all.
She could like.
Yeah, it's gonna be a risky fight, no matter the case, especially for a team that's positioned not only on top of the mountain but down below all the rest of those builds. So teams looking in this direction as they kind of build their way up. That is gonna be free and easy Surge. So I do like the decision, not only to disengage but kind of slow things down. Try to different spot as Death just gets tagged up from all around the lobby. As good a position it is for these Surge bases, you gotta watch out, because as soon as you peek over, it just makes you susceptible to just beams just like that.
A lot of action happening here. This is what's allowing Death, Encrypted, and Sales to remain inside the top 10. These early
I feel like...
bases are definitely
Let's go, Pollo. They're in first place right now. W Pollo. Is Pollo even on the team right now? Is he a free agent? No.
This doesn't get better to a tournament start than that.
No shot.
And then to think 14 and 13 elimination games. Of all those eliminations, Pollos have picked up 11 through those 2 games, leading by, I'd say, a fair margin across the rest of the competition right now.
This day one,
little night shift. They're easily making those rotations in towards the east. They got options to get Surge as well. The Bird tested by 2 teams if they want.
I feel bad for Reed though. Like he was so close. He came in 3rd place.
If they're feeling risky enough, clicks Yamzo Batman Booga over towards Lost Lake. So you can see how they're progressing.
Polus FE Arca. So he already joined another team. Okay.
They don't have to worry about it. unlike some of the rest of the teams in this lobby.
Okay. Dang, that's cold. I would do the same thing though, to be honest. If I qual to FNCS Grand Finals and I'm owning a team, I'm leaving that team and getting my paycheck. I do not blame him. I don't know how long that contract's gonna be because he's in like last place right now, which sucks. But I don't know. There's still a lot of games. There's still like 9 games left, not counting this one. Yeah, Sandman's in 10th place right now.
But 5 of them are on the south side of the map. 2 of them directly next to NAC, Virgo, and Curly. So they're quickly trying to rotate, get as much surge as possible, and take advantage of those fights. But I think a lot of the lobby is realizing how quick and important it is to kind of rotate, get your surge, get out of there. So as soon as they held their position on the south side of the map,
oh no. What do y'all think? What do y'all think?
It's a good update right here. I wanted to see where Clixie, Yamzo, and Batman Booba were positioned this game because we already know that Peterbot had to get rezzed right deep inside the storm. So they could easily be one of these trios that will be next up, right? For Yamzo, Clix, and Batman Booga to target.
Jeez.
And given that they're already kind of off their game a bit, right?
What in the world?
That could spell disaster for that team right now.
That's actually a really, really good point. Because Peterbot goes down.
Yeah, if I'm other teams and seeing Peterbot dies, I'm heading straight to Flooded Frogs. Straight there. Because that's a 2v3 and you're, I mean, yeah, they're one of the best in the world, but also, you qualified for FNCS Grand Finals. You must be pretty good. You know? So, you know, I'm not trying to say something like they can't 2v3, but it's a 2v3 versus the best in the world. I still take the trio. I don't care who you are. Prime Booga and Prime Mongrel versus Polio and 2 other pros. I'm taking the trio all day. Like, that's the thing with trios. Once you get that first kill, the momentum switch is so fast. So fast. Like, if you die first, that fight's over for y'all. Unless they're extremely low or extremely bad. I don't know. Yep. It's not good.
I'm not gonna lie, that was very, very clever for him to go ahead and edit that player out the box. He almost caught himself a little highlight right there, but now it's all up to Blake, and he gets his off kicked right back to the lobby. Ribots, Jojo, and take Pikes now, looking very good this game here. Surge secured, eliminations in the bag, and on their way to endgame they go. That's a tough elimination for Seas, Jack, and Blake too, who are in 11th place. Just on the heels of top 10 now, so that's going to be a full reset for them. Aoxy, Jojo, and Fishy were in 16, so up they jump now on their way to top 10.
Yeah, it's just tough. The history of Blake is just not on site.
Look at
16 finals, and he's contested through both of them as Tram just trying to go through unnoticed. That's such a smart move. Instead of just trying to go for some damage, because you see his teammate is also in the zone with him. He's just trying to play it passively. Let them go on by. Don't worry about us. You didn't see nothing. And that's going to allow them to kind of live to tell the tale because Ritual, Peterbot, and Cold, they hear the action going down. It looks like they're on the hunt for it overall.
They are literally keying into Chimp, Skittles, and Victor V right now. Anything can happen there. Pay attention to the feet. Well, as I say it, Victor V goes down immediately. We'll catch up in a second. Bolts, Kanata, Rapid though. Top 3 on the conversation right now. In the lead here. One of these teams that are going to be surely set up for success now, given that they're going to be securing a medallion here shortly. This is going to be a big, big opportunity for them.
The island's already in play.
In the group stages where the medallion goes to Bolts, right? I wonder if that's going to continue to be the story here. It should be. However, talk about a situation. Let's look at the highlight. Oh, it was a beautiful tag there. And the timing couldn't have been better. Because his squad had Void only masked out into another
Agers, Polio. I'm actually gonna
really catch him on the tail end.
Move that right there.
And that's
Okay.
them just adapting very, very quickly. Because remember, to start the game, Peterbot and them, they were taking a fight, and Peterbot went down, which means they were slower than normal to try to get their surge. So they're really trying to make up for that lost time. Death Encrypted Sales trying to do the same thing. 95 points. They got into
Sales
the Major
is not
One
looking
finals
good on heals
through
right
their
now. He's
consistency.
got good loot. Oh my.
So they're looking to make that hold true here yet again. They don't have a far rotation to go. It does like they might try to take advantage of this shrine. If they do have one of those water sprites, 2-1 charge, they can use this to try to recharge it, kind of gain some heals that they could take him with them into the end game.
Meanwhile, Minish, Braids, and Visuals, though, trying to make up for lost time here. They're keying another team. It's Mason. Mason caught off guard, collapsed on, caught while fishing. There's so much loot here for them to pick up as well.
Their team is not doing so hot.
And this is going to be a major come up for any team that walks away from this.
Peterbot's back.
Peterbot Cole just thinking that this is also an opportunity for them as well. They can't mess around with the storm. They don't have the luxury to do so. They've been in there way too long now. And it makes you wonder, have they done enough damage, right? They've obviously been in these skirmishes, but with Peterbot being down, they're probably feeling like the pressure's on.
I know it's not a big deal, but did you just see what Peterbot just did? So what was that? Ritual threw down the water sprite to get heals, and typically there's
Peterbot
like a 12
glaze
or 20
goes
second
wild.
recharge
Like,
on it.
look at that.
Peterbot just picked it back up, dropped it again. That's 60 straight HP for them, and now they're up into tip-top shape. 200 shield and HP instantly to try to fight and take control of this situation.
Cold
the little
right
things.
there.
Stop the
before the
glaze.
Void Oni mask goes out. The Minish Visuals and Braids, though, not letting them
is good, though.
really get comfortable here. Wonderful defense.
Ritual's not in a good spot.
You know, very good to see
Somebody go
Visuals,
rush
Braids,
the
and a Minish hold it down right now.
Up.
Not many teams can full stop a
If I'm a
push coming
team, I'm
from
pushing
Cold,
that box right there. Or
Ritual
not
and
pushing,
Peterbot, but they've managed to successfully do
I'm
it.
focusing that box. It's a solo. That's Ritual.
And I like how they're playing together, because Visual
they're
Braids
all looking
back
for
last year when it was duos,
clicks,
they were always
bro.
a threat,
Stop
always
the
a team that you look at
glaze.
with potential to get into the top 5.
Actually, I
They
hope
were
clicks
playing
or
in
Polio
the
wins,
championship
too.
last year. Minish has always been one of those threats, those dark horses looming around, just waiting for an opportunity, and now they kind of converged onto one trio, and you could see from north side of the map to south side of the map, they're trying to take control of their own game, getting aggressive when they need surge, backing off when they don't, so that way they can try to play consistent, because they know it's 12 games throughout 2 days, and they can't get gassed out early.
Clicks winning. Okay.
Here's a team that's looking to continue to stay
Not
topped
Peter.
off right now.
Yeah, bro,
Sphinx
the
for
Peterbot glaze.
I like this
Did
spot
you
that they
hear him?
found
He
themselves in
literally
right
said,
here, kind of playing this outer
not a
edge,
big
little
thing,
bit
but
of lane mass
Peterbot
and
picks
pressuring
up
teams on the other side
the
of the
water
can also get
boom
sufficient here
to
to
throw
really
it
put
down to
themselves in
get
a good
60
mid-game
extra
position.
shield. And now they're
Meanwhile,
tip-top shape.
Noxy, Curly,
Bro,
and
like,
Virgo
stop the
taking full
Peterbot
advantage of
glaze.
this outside rotate here. No one in sight to
Peter
give them any
glaze,
pressure. Little do they know, though, they're
Glaze
inching
bot,
their way
laser
towards
bot.
Visual, Braids, and Minish, Peterbot, Cold, right? All these teams that are kind of playing the northern outskirts. Danger can be looking to set in. They've been spotted out. There's a team watching from up
I
above,
want
but doesn't
Polio
seem
to
like
win
they
just
have angles
because
on them just yet.
Polio was Peterbot's
Yeah, they're
best
hoping by
duo.
being 741
Viola was
above the damage
really
threshold,
good,
allows them to
but
kind of focus on
Peterbot-
rotation,
or
go to the
Polio
slower
was
side,
way better.
which in turn not give them as many targets, but
They're in first place right now, actually.
that damage
Polio.
that they've already accumulated is going to be more than
Clicks
enough.
was in 4th place.
And you spotted out that team yourself, rotating close by with the whole zone pushing towards the south. I think both of these teams are making that correct decision. Whether you see each other or not, it's
How
more
about
important
it's
just to
us
get
and
to zone
FNCS
first
next
instead of
season,
taking
huh?
these out-of-zone skirmishes.
Especially if Braids decides to open on them, but Creo, Zeus, Tony, one goes down here.
Creo.
A fight by the islands.
Blood didn't even
And
get knocked by the
already
shockwave
a
this
collapse
time.
coming
He's
in
just
here.
dead.
This is a team that seems to be under some serious pressure right now.
brother.
Liam, full keying,
Yeah, I
Fredbot
hope
as
so,
well.
bro.
I wonder if the surge has anything
That
to
was
do
so
with it
clean,
right now.
thank
The
you.
storm
Oh,
here, they
wait,
want
that's
the
not
loot.
bad.
Look at this. They end up snatching it up here. Playing bully ball for the come up.
You know, I thought
And
there's
then
gonna be
off they go,
so
just
many more
content
like
with being able to at least
just
secure some
random
heals here.
fights. You know, we might need to drop someone
It's about
dead.
the
That's
small victories for them.
crazy.
Same one that took
That
down
is
Peterbot early in the game. They're not biting off more than they can chew in any
Insanity.
scenario. You're seeing a good portion of the teams having to rotate from this far back portion of the zone. Peterbot, Ritual, and Cold, instead of gliding, they were there. They're going to try to make that smart play, use the orbs. That way they're not slowly gliding down, susceptible to shots from across the map, especially with how much distance they do have to cover.
Peterbot, almost full health. What's he going to do now?
Too many teams.
Stop spectating him.
They're going to have to switch up the angle. I was going to say, definitely not going straight. They're going to have to pull left here into even more congestion now, though.
Agers and Pollo, let's go.
Acorn, Pollo, Agers slowly making their way in right now. Press, Clixie, and Drew, though, are only 15 damage above, so this is a tough
that's
spot
not
to
good.
be
They are
they
the.
have this
There
really
are.
nice high ground hold here.
Oh my
wonderful
gosh,
tap
he is
now.
1
Ultra
HP,
threat there.
bro.
It's gonna buy
Legit
him a little
1
bit of time
HP.
here. Iamzo, Batman, Booga, and Clix also recognizing the pressure coming in. This might be a full set of eliminations.
Can you
Just
add
waiting to
me
get picked
on
up right now.
Fortnite? I'm such
Other
a
teams
huge
now throwing in the
fan.
pressure.
Oh my gosh, really? Yeah, I totally don't know you.
Be their best friend. They have the high ground. They know every team down below is gonna have to rotate on
Sure,
out.
bro.
While they're taking shots now. You see some teams.
You know,
down below
you might
being
actually be
affected
my
by the
trio
storm surge,
too,
and they're
and
butting heads
duo.
with Clix, Batman, Booga, and Iamzo, who have the expertise to stay
You're
out of that
such a huge
decision. But fight after fight from across the map. Cold, Ritual, and Peterbot, 900 above the damage threshold. As soon as they take some shots, you see them slowly but surely trying to turtle back.
Oh,
Peterbot's
getting low. Peterbot died early in the game, and then the other trio that's fully healthy backs off. They killed Peterbot. Like, bro, it's a 2v3. What are you doing?
However, the damage has been done. The team up top seems like they are fighting for
It's like
surge.
they
So
just
very
want
different
Peterbot to win at this point.
opportunities
He's
at
like the
stake
Patrick
here.
Mahomes of
Look at this,
Fortnite.
Peterbot
Like, bro.
Now inching their way towards another team.
Oh
This is for the
gosh.
refresh here. They don't need the damage. They want the loot.
Yeah, they know they're one of the further back teams.
I do
Nobody
want
behind them, so they're trying to
Peterbot
use that
to win.
advantage, push the team
Okay.
in. Possess trying to go on the other side, but I believe
You know
that was
what?
the moment
That's-
right there. Separate
know,
from everybody
okay.
else, but if you see that, it's
Oh
very
my
well to
gosh,
play.
bro,
No,
that's the
it's
ultimate
Yakko
surge
Rise
base
and
up
Mars on
there.
top of Shatterspan.
Oh my
Haven't really had
gosh.
to move an inch from the start of the game,
Jeez,
getting
bro.
blessed with
Nah.
the zone, and they're really taking advantage of the fact almost 8,000
got a whole
above the
tower.
damage threshold and counting.
This is incredible.
they-
This
they're-
is our second
they
most
cook here.
consistent team so far.
Imagine this
Placement-wise,
team
coming
loses
out of
high
game
somehow.
1, game 2, Jacomaz
That'd
and
be
Rise
insane.
have found themselves in such a key position right now. And they are untouchable, quite literally. There's no way.
There's
anyone's
no
gonna
way they
even
die
dare to
here.
challenge them right now.
Well, Bucky and
as they are
Otis,
coasting
maybe,
at all. It's
but
not just them, it's Bucky,
there's no way
Otis as well.
yeah, no way
on
they
the
can
other side.
get
And talk
to him,
about
though,
a visual to
without getting
remember
beat.
right here. This is something you only see in a game like Fortnite. Anything is possible. And for this game right here, you can't practice for this, right? This is just chance and occurrence right now. It's going straight over the water.
Yeah, straight over the water, like final
rare
circles, are
playout, I
the
would
worst
say,
to play.
As far as the zone's concerned.
Oh, that's Silo. That's the old owner.
To expend a lot
Don't
of
die.
materials, so if you don't have
He's probably
them,
below on
you gotta
Storm
start
Surge,
looking
so
quick.
their team, yeah,
Bolts cannot
that
rapid,
just Storm
not too
Surge.
far off from their drop spot either. They're able to
Almost.
save a lot of the resources. Zone beginning to open up. They can one hop it with the
Yeah,
Void
he
Orb
died to
if they
Storm
want.
Surge, yeah, he's just
But
dead.
105 damage above the threshold. They
Man,
know
they
as soon
did
as
not
they
get
to the
any
other side,
points
they gotta start
again.
to look back. They gotta start to
Oh,
get active, so they're
Peterbot,
not
here
worried
he
about haters.
comes.
But Yapko gets caught out. Big find by Peterbot. Get the elimination. But
I
Ritual
don't
gets
wanna
dropped
see him
as
win.
well, bringing it down to a 2v2 in this fight.
I do, you
Once
know,
again, they
even
find
though I hate
themselves just
Peterbot's,
not as a
like,
trio in
I
the
don't
end
hate
game.
him,
This is
but
what's holding
I don't
them
want to
back
see
right
him
now.
win. I do
This
like
time it's
Cold
Cole
and
Peterbot
Ritual,
who have to
so.
work with one another,
So that one would be the
continuously
worst.
losing the,
But I do want to see
and I'm
Batman
gonna say
Booga
this very
Bricks,
lightly,
and he also.
IGL of the team, because they all are so good. However, Clix and team already on the move, looking very strong here. Meanwhile, Japco and Rise, the first to the punch right now, already set up. Peterbot and Cold kind of split up right now. Cold
I
left
bet
to play for
you
the game by
Peterbot's gonna
himself at
find
this
himself
moment.
in a
Can he
trio's
get back
box
to Peterbot here
and die.
and get
That's
control
my
of the
prediction this
kind of
game.
situation here?
Yeah,
New zone reveals
Yapko.
itself.
Wait,
Back
where
to
did
the bridge
Kanata?
it goes.
Did they
This is
die?
an
And where's
incredible
Pollo?
endgame
Did
right
Pollo
now.
die?
I
No.
feel like they can go straight back up to the
That's
spot
not
they were at
good.
before on top of the
Wait.
bridge. So
I don't
far
see
away from
Pollo.
anybody else. I don't even think there's a chance
No!
you can one
He
orb to the
subbed?
top of that without
Oh,
just a
okay.
little bit of
Shout out to
elevation,
Pig
and that's
FB.
exactly
You
what
should
they're
go
looking for.
subscribe to him.
Everybody else down below has to go through the raging waters that you were talking about, expending
I
a
just
lot
saw
more
that.
materials,
My
which
bad.
means that somebody
don't-
sooner
oh,
or
yeah,
later
I
is
see
gonna
Pollo.
have to
I
get
see
a
Pollo.
refresh that they
Don't
need
worry.
in order to
I see
keep
Pollo.
alive. Agers, Pollo,
Our
Acorn,
hero.
not at this moment, but barely 91 above the damage threshold, so it's not going to be easy for them either.
Well, this is the team that's been the most consistent, so we'll see what they can do What
Oh my gosh.
difficult end
Oh,
game to play
Skittles
right
is
now.
dead
Very
here.
unique
No,
zone
get out of
here.
there.
Peterbot,
Yes,
Cold still
he
working
got
as
out
a
of there.
two-man team.
Yeah, Clicks is still alive.
So far, so good.
I think
Now
his
the
whole
zone
team's
pressure
still alive
starting to
too,
come.
so
Void
that's
only
good.
maps start to come out. They don't even have time to really look up and angle it correctly. They just
Oh, they
are
still have
trying to get to
height.
the safe zone.
No.
Meanwhile, Jack Muzz and
I
they
want
just want the high
Polio to
ground
win
here,
this
right?
game
Rise,
because I
they
would
want to get back to
really
their position, get back to these old builds,
help
and
them
look,
this game.
secure as ever up top. They'll just be able
Good,
to
I'm a
ride this end
Clicks
game out right
fanboy.
now,
I
but
bet you
one
are.
thing's
I
for
bet
certain,
you are.
they're running out of
You know?
material.
You're just like Isaiah.
You're getting ripped apart.
Clicks
Acorn's
fanboy.
down. Polio's out. Ager's getting pressured by himself. This is a perfect opportunity for them to close the gap on that leaderboard. But it's up to Ager for a solo clutch to keep them in contention.
Come on, Agers. We need you to clutch here for Polio.
Not able to get the elimination.
And
Ager's looking for
Acorn.
more. Storm Surger's not a worry. It's just him being by himself.
The NA region knows Agers is one of the best when it comes down to box fighting.
I really
Do
thought
not count
Agers
him
was
out right now.
in
Peterbot, though, is
East
the last
or in
alive
A.
as Cold falls in
Or
the rotate
Europe.
here. It's not looking good. He's
Like,
out
when
of
did he
material.
move?
Are the best falling now short?
Oh,
in this
Peterbot's
last game
low.
here.
He might die here.
Peterbot, though,
I
has to figure
swear.
something
Somebody
out.
hit
Still no
Peterbot
chance
once
for
with the
elimination
shotgun.
just yet.
Please.
Also, the
He's
Void
on your
is so
box.
distracted.
Oh
Everyone
my
focused on the
God.
rotates here. The Void only
He's about to get.
This is a chance for Peterbot to find one, but
Are you kidding? No. What are the chances? He finds the biggest refresh of all time. Oh, he died.
He
Okay.
wanted to, but no.
Let's go.
Finally, he falls in a
Let's
short
go,
game
guys.
for him.
Peterbot's dead.
And the best of the best struggling now, but
Oh,
Japco, Muzz, and
Buckies.
Rise are here to take advantage.
Yeah, Yapko and Rise might win this game. I think they are. That one tower, absolutely clutch for them. No, I wouldn't be mad if Fuga won.
They gotta have his back. The pressure
Give
could
him
come at any
another
second, but at least
championship.
he's getting the time that he needs to heal, make it through the zone. Top 9 teams left.
I'm
in the
excited
game,
for next
and not
season.
all of them are feeling this smooth.
What do
Keep
you
in mind, there's no
like?
multiplier. How
I
you
hope they
perform
keep the
today is
AR
gonna
and
determine
shotgun.
everything for your weekend right
And then
now.
add something.
Will you be
I
able to
don't know.
send yourself to the global
go
championship?
Canada.
Is really up for grabs right now, but the finals is up for stakes as well. Meanwhile, Canada, Rapid looking pretty decent. They have control of the
Yeah,
medallion.
we
We
are gonna
already
cook.
saw what
Yeah,
Peterbot
yeah,
can
we
do with
gotta
it.
cook.
You have a limited sprint. You can't be seen. It's just
We gotta
so
play together more,
powerful
that's the thing,
in the
though.
right hands. And Canada, one of the
We
fastest
did really
here to
get at
use
the
it.
start of the
Obviously,
season.
you can see him
Oh,
going
yeah,
ahead and
hopefully
getting to
I
work
think
now. He's gonna find Oakis. The
we'll
Cypher
see
starts to come in.
probably
More material
towards
for
the
him
end
now.
of
He gets to work with that.
FNCS the competitive log.
For a wild ride, one elimination, but still sprinting around. He
Oh,
finally gets
Canada
found
dies.
out of builds.
Fuga
Cannot
dies
protect himself.
too.
He's gonna get dropped. Muzz, Yapko, they drop
yeah,
down from
Muzz,
above. They're trying to take the
Yapko,
fight
and
while they
Rise are
have the
gonna win
advantage.
this.
3v2 situation. It's visuals. It's braids underneath the duo. That's
Yeah, they
trying
lose
to hold
this.
strong. Zone after zone,
They
they're
lose.
rotating towards the north. They don't have the upper
Visual
hand, but this is their
braids
chance
lose.
to really shock the crowd.
Visual
Yeah,
break in the
they
minutes have
did it.
continued
No.
to put out great performances.
That's a good game
from
though.
Muzz.
Second place
Japco and
there.
Rise have just looked better, and Muzz secures another victory on the big stage here, and he does it in great fashion. And just like that, it looks like the leaderboards will be potentially changing now as Rise, Japco, and Muzz, one of the most decorated
I still think
teams
Polio would be in
on
first
the
place
NA
right now.
region right now, put up a great performance.
And this is just another one
Hold
of
on,
those
let's
teams,
see, let's
Monster.
see.
Everybody's questioning roster changes. Why did you go with him? Why did you go with who? This is the moment for them to prove that this
Okay, let's
roster
see
change
who's in
is worth
first.
it. And the international team, the global sensations, not only second in consistency, they win the third game of the day
They
and
won.
really caused some commotion to that leaderboard. And as soon as they were able to get
Muzz,
the high
oh
ground,
Muzz,
there was
Yapko,
no
and Rise are in
looking
first
back.
now.
From that bridge
Oh,
at
that's
Shattered
that's
Strands to the
crazy.
mountains
And then
over
Agers,
across,
Acorn,
they are
and
now
Polio.
first place.
And Peterbot is. Oh wait, they're tied for third. Visual breaks and a minute. What's Canada, Rapid, and Bolts are in fifth.
He is representing so
Let's see
well
where Pol
as he continues to pop up. And look at Japco work there too, really setting up the critical eliminations there. So
they're in
Muzz can go ahead and win the game. What a
32nd.
victory royale. Game 3 is
Ooh,
wraps.
and then
Now
Snake.
we get to send on over to Zeke.
Yes, Slate, let's go, lads.
Gods can bleed. I cannot believe it. Mr. Wide's plural. They come
Oliver
out with a
Oji, that is
victory
crazy.
royale, and man,
Oh,
this
Clicks,
lead, when y'all
Clicks,
see these
8th
standings
place
later
right
on,
now.
are gonna shock
Sorry.
you. I did not think that we would.
Yeah, I think
develop
this is gonna
leads
be a
like
close
this,
one.
but because of that victory royale,
But
this is
I
why they're
really
so
wanna see
important, Kelly,
Buga
right?
win,
Pairing this up with eliminations,
Clicks win,
consistency,
Canada win,
consistency. Now, Muzz
Polio
is
win,
ahead
or
of the
Polio
pack.
win.
I don't even know.
I think those are my teams I want.
mean, speaking of going back and forth,
I don't want to
that
see this
zone
team win.
was
Hold up,
just
right here.
disastrous
I
for
don't
so
want to see
much
this
of the
team
lobby,
win.
but it was exactly
This
what
is like
Buzz,
the
Yako, and Rise wanted, having that shattered
the
spam
Eagles,
zone, then
well,
going
the
into
Chiefs
the water,
of
then going
Fortnite
back
right
to
here.
the bridge.
You got
just
Patrick
gave them
Mahomes,
such control over high ground.
Travis
Pretty much
Kelce,
everyone else
and
was
then
just using their mobility to be able to reverse the end game
what's
here.
that
But
lineman?
of course,
Defensive
Yako,
lineman
Buzz,
for?
Rise took
Yeah, it's
advantage
2
of that.
days. It's
We're
2
able
days.
to grab a ton of eliminations, and I love, of course, the play dropping down low, trying to grab more refreshes,
I'll be
trying
back,
to grab
Chat.
some mats and everything. So
Chat, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this entire game was all about. Just control, like Kelly mentioned right there. A lot of our top teams as well couldn't control the rest of the lobby. They went down. So this is a huge opportunity for Muzz, Rise, and Yapko to kind of boost themselves up the leaderboard. Incredibly well played from this trio. I mean, a zone landing right over by where they land early on in the game. That's how you take full advantage of it. Love to see that from this trio.
Man, that was my zone, by the way. I designed that myself. You guys are welcome.
Oh.
You're welcome. I did that. That's me.
Good writing.
That is crazy. With that being said, that is game number 3. We still have so much more to break down, but first, a short break. When we return, more action here from the FNCS.
I'm back. I'm back. Don't worry. I'm alive. I feel like this next game, Pollo's got a clutch here. They just have to. They want to keep their streak. They just gotta get this like a win this game, and I feel like they'll be good to go. Oh dang! Why do we have to wait so long? Let's look at the leaderboard again. Now, I thought they were going to be in the top. Well, okay, this team is going way better than I would have ever thought. I thought this team would be like in the top 5 by now. This team's way better than I thought. That's cool. Now this team, I'm glad to see they're doing really good, but like, I did not expect
Welcome back,
this.
everyone, to the FNCS. We just wrapped up game number 3. In case you missed it, you're tuning in. Welcome. You have missed 3 crazy games. Highly recommend you go back and watch them.
I got the
power.
Got
the victory route in that last game. We just wanted a couple highlight, just really quickly, how they got that victory out, guys. Back in 7th zone, they were just perched on this beautiful spot, overlooking just this amazing shattered span here. The moment the zone pulls away, they have just got to be like, guys, this is ours, right? I mean, there's just no way we don't win this game.
I mean, it seems a bit obvious seeing as how that is their POI, but taking full advantage of it, being able to perch themselves up, be 1,000 damage over Storm is just going to give them so much ability to kind of control, as we said earlier, the end game. And that's exactly what they did right there, being able to rotate that from to the water, back to the bridge. It was just smart, standard Fortnite play right there.
No, honestly, I gotta tip my hat to them as well, because usually when sometimes the zone kind of pulls to your POI, it's actually not as easy to get Storm Surge, right? Because you're usually kind of like posted up. Teams try to, you know, avoid you as much as they possibly can, because it's very obvious to where you're going to be at. But the fact that they were kind of like 1,000 above right there means that they had something definitely figured out for that zone. So again, well played by them.
Yeah, just so crazy indeed.
But that's not
Let's take a look at the standings. So remember, we have 6 games today, 6 games tomorrow, and then we'll have Major 1 finalist rather. But take a look, guys, this lead after that victory royale. Look how far ahead Muzz, Yapko, and Rise are ahead of everyone else. It's just Agers, Acorn, Pollo right behind them. But when we think about like what we came in on, right? Like
that's like
what a lead we have developed. And what's crazy from the other side, right? Agers, Pollo, and Acorn. In that last game, they placed 13th with 1 elim. So for a single moment, they let the foot off the gas, and that was enough for Muzz, Yapko, and Rise to just walk away with that victory royale.
Definitely, but Pollo, Agers, and Acorn are not going to be giving it up that easily. And although they did go down in 13th place right there, Agers still had to pull out a solo clutch after Pollo went down right here. And honestly, it's interesting. When Trios first started, a lot of people were talking about how in the end game, once a player goes down, like the duos competition, that's when you're going to have to solo clutch. And we're not going to see that with Trios. That does not seem to be the case for NA Finals right now, where it's more likely that instead of it just being 2 players running the end game, it does come down to a solo clutch. And so many of these players in North America have that ability in spades to be able to just kind of run the back of the lobby and keep their placement points climbing up.
Yeah, definitely working wonders right now for a lot of our teams. The top 5 is also seemingly kind of ironing itself out, point away from the rest of the lobby. Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual, though. I mean, we said it after last game. We're like, yeah, they haven't had a good game yet. Game 3, also not a good game, but I can't lie. For 3 quote-unquote bad games, they're in 3rd place, and I feel like they're still in the conversation, and they're still close enough to 1st and 2nd, where if they just have that good game, that Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual game, then they'll be up there as well.
It's crazy to look at the leaderboard right now, and it is 160 points between 1st and 10th place.
Wow.
And we're at the halfway point right now for day 1, right? So that's the quarter point for the entire tournament. So tons of games still ahead, tons of opportunities for things to change and everything, but there is definitely a lead shaping up right now for our top 2. But I think any one of the top 9, where we just saw Vidil, Cooper, and Sphinx jump into our top 10 finally, I think that there's still plenty of opportunities for them over the next 9 games.
For sure, and this is still day 1, right? We'll still have time for the trios to come back, to prepare, to VOD review, to talk to coaches, and come back with a plan for day number 2. So let's not get crazy. No one's sounding any alarm bells. Peterbot, we're good though, right? Like, we're good. We just need to have like a good pop-off game, and then we can do that now. You want to do that now? Okay, I'm sorry. I was just talking to someone. Don't worry about that. Anyway, guys, it is that time. We are halfway through day number 1, so let's jump back into the action with Monster D-Face, Jacob PR.
And it happened yet again. We got a new elimination leader that I want to go ahead and talk about. Yapko, after winning that game with the rest of his trio, he's on top with 14 eliminations, almost 4,200 damage throughout these first 3 games. Now we go to the second half of the day. Are you going to be looking for any adjustments from them or anybody else?
Yeah, I think Zeke said it best. He's writing the script here. He's calling in some new plays right now, so we're going to have to see how things are going to shake up. Those first 3 games, just a telltale of what's to come. I think we are still yet to see the best from a team like Peterbot. Even in the start of that last game, they, again, out of the ordinary, fell very early, right? So they just have to get their footing. Let's see it, though, as game number 4 sounds like it's ready.
Okay.
Throughout the first 3 games of the day today, we've already seen teams making some quick adjustments to their strategy. If you think back in game number 1, you saw how stacked it was in terms of players alive left in the lobby. I think throughout those games, they're getting more and more riskier to take these fights because they realize once you get to 7th, 8th, 9th zone, it's not as easy to get Storm Surge.
Yeah, it really does look like the lobby's starting to settle in, get comfortable, and play to their strengths overall. We do have to, of course, look at game 3 as an outlier. That end game, very unique, very critical, right? Piece of land that Muzz, Javco, and Rise were able to claim first, almost secured the victory royale at that point. So with that in mind, anything can still happen right now, right? I think it just is going to come down to a matter of can you bounce back and keep your mental sharp now as we're in the back half of the tournament here as game number 4 is just starting up.
That is crazy.
Contested fight that we've seen all too long. I say semi-contested because throughout the past couple games, talking about adjustments from game 1, they were kind of fighting all out for it. Last couple games, slowly but surely taking their time, splitting magic mosses, making sure that they at least have a shot to play some of these games out. And already does look like Osin, a full loadout from heals to weapons to his movement, has what he needs, just kind of going with the rest of his team. But these are a lot of those contested fights that we're seeing today, including Brutal Boxcars.
Brutal Boxcars continues to fight it out here. Nerface, Aaron, and Joji gonna have a bit of a standoff right now, but things are slow and settled here in the lobby. Very actually paced start here to game 4 so far. DJ's gonna be the first to catch some tags right now. Havoc and Sandman have the side angle.
Because this is contested, they can't even take advantage of Brutal Boxcars to its fullest. Because you think back when the Brutal Boxcars first came out, it was Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual landing over here. They're not landed in the POI, but on the outskirts as well. For Nerface, landing some good shots, using their Fire Mask to try to deal just a little bit more damage in that direction. Trying to catch Sandman off guard, but Havoc already moving up the side of the mountain. He's going to be the one looking back, trying to alleviate some pressure if they do take shots in that direction, which they continuously do. Sandman just almost getting eat alive, about 50 HP remaining. Havoc forced to go down the mountain just to save the day.
Nerface still looking for some big openers here. Just a back and forth exchange right now. Nothing major happening here.
A face cam soon.
Meanwhile, Peterbot on the other side. Are they on a fast move right now? It does seem like they're doing something a little bit different. What's going on here?
I told you they were gonna be more. They needed to be more aggressive this
year. Go ahead and group
and they're
up again.
Already, like they moved so far away. They're all spread out
because of how much space they're commanded. That spot above, there's like a slurp truck over there, 5 or 6 extra chests. They have flooded frogs all to themselves, and you're kind of seeing how spread out they actually are in the early game, just so that way they can loot up, grabbing primarily just the chests. So that way they can try to move as quickly as possible, try to get surge. And already you're seeing a little bit of a different zone. A lot of it appearing on the north side of the map. So we might see a change up of strategy, and you just tune in to Acorn and A. There's no Poyo in sight. He's already down, and that's a huge hit to the team early on.
I was curious as to how he was one of the first to fall here. But, I mean, the zone kind of played its way on this western side, so sort of makes sense if they touched down first. They were targeted for some reason. We'll keep an update there, but here's a minute right now.
Bro, the Katana
what a
is
game
so
for them
OP.
so far. Sleeper trio, if you want to call it that, right? I don't think anyone had them comfortably inside the top 5, let alone top 3 position, but they're at 188 points. Virgo, Noxy, and Curly have also played spectacular so far. 159 for them here. Teams that are looking to set themselves up for not only a nice paycheck, but keeping themselves in a conversation for a finals win.
I would love to get the FNCS paycheck.
Yeah, and when you talk about like VOD reviewing from day 1 to day 2, this is a team. If you land on the south side of the map,
I wonder how much PR you're
very, very important to VOD review them, because already we've seen them push multiple different locations after their drop in order to get the Storm Surge that they need. That's allowing them to play consistent as they are. So If you're gonna VOD review anybody, that's gonna be one. So you tune on Muzz, Yapko, and Rise. Slow game plan for them right out of the gate. Storm Surge isn't necessarily the first priority for them when they drop. It's all about just looting up because they're on the center of the map for the most part, maybe a little bit towards the east, but that allows them, wherever the zone pulls, north or south, to kind of rotate there quickly. The only side that they're worried about is if it goes all the way towards the west, which typically doesn't happen until 4th or 5th zone.
The Cash Cup King, Muzz, shining on the FNCS stage once again. You love to see it. One of the favorites of the community, I dare say.
With my dog Daisy.
Capcom Rise, complimenting him very well right now.
He needs so much attention right now.
And yeah, we didn't even highlight, this was their draw spot, Shatters fan. It literally ended right here, and they did exactly what you're supposed to do, win the game.
Zone point towards the south. This is just outside Pump Power, Demons Jojo. That's to the south of there. Ralphie Possessed Diego plays. They land all the way towards the north. Some of the farthest north pool in the map if it does continue to go south. So they're going to be one of the teams that are hurting when the zone goes south. Struggling to get Surge, having to kind of prioritize what's most important for them on their path there. And it's not going to be easy because you have to go against teams like Kanata, Bolts, Rapid on your way to the zone.
Yeah, first I thought we were getting a north or maybe like a far west, but this zone's starting to really tug its way back. Diego possessing Ralphie. Overall, have to put up some big numbers right now. And look at this, they're very far behind overall on material counts. They're scrapping this entire place down pretty quickly. It's got the attention of a trio outside. Meanwhile, Cold, Ritual, and Peterbot once again. Ritual just seems to not be able to really catch his footing here.
Oh, they're finding the same team.
Cold and Peterbot now. This is back-to-back performances now where one of, someone on the trio falls in the early game. And the Surge is active, very reminiscent of game number 1.
I'm about to say 91 Surge. When was the last time we seen 91 Surge in the FNCS finals lobby? And it just goes to show this is how important it actually is. But the third party coming in, Peterbot once again forced to disengage outward, but just a little bit too slow. Cold gets caught on the mix. He gets knocked down. And
oh my gosh, it's
left
only
by himself this early in the game. That's a disaster again. I don't think anybody would expect.
This is not good.
Let's go.
I would say it's great for the overall story, right? To give Peterbot, Ritual, and Cold something to fight for.
No,
given that everyone's concern was like, was the FNCS going to be a steamroll for what is arguably the strongest trio coming into this, the favorites, if you will. But so far, when the finals lobby ended up shaking up and the way things are looking right now, the competition is set out for them, and it seems like NA is not afraid to take on the best. Soneto, Scare, and Veer back in the game right now. They're going to be using that reboot van. That's going to be one less van now for Peterbot to leverage as well. These little things start to compound, right?
Yeah, just making it that much more difficult. Luckily for them, they can go back to Flooded Frogs itself, continue to move towards the east.
I was hoping they killed Peterbot there. Their whole team already.
You see just a little bit of his arrow in the mini-map. They're going to continue to rotate in that direction, mainly because of the loot. If you're going to go anywhere, you go towards a Flooded Frog type POI where you know there's a lot of scraps left behind.
Here's the thing though, Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual typically leave all the barrels there as well. So with Scare, Soneto, kind of rotating through there, they're probably naturally just going to check anyways. And they're going to take all that leftover reserve that Peterbot's team typically leaves behind. So this is really bad for Peterbot. If he's going to be banking on picking up his squad and going back to the Flooded Frogs, it's probably going to be scrapped dry, honestly.
And we know
he's
not going to playing heal off if it does come down to it later in the game. Peterbot's going to have to trust Ritual and Cold if he does get the reboots back. Send another one of our Juggernaut teams in this one. Kanata, Bolts, Rapid, rotating all the way south from that Demon's Dojo. Gotta imagine how much surge they do actually have on them because of how much space they're able to get early on. A lot of the teams around their actual position probably rotating early to the zone. Since they're so far ahead of the curve right now, every other team, they're able to kind of look back and see if there's any opportunities that present themselves.
Could have been, but the team's just outside the line of sights now, so off they go. Is this a full team with Typhoons right here as well? Looks pretty sick watching him rotate on foot like that. Ooh, there it is. That trio. It's going to be first attack Kanata here. Not going to break a sweat, though.
Jeez, how many chugs do they got?
Yeah, without some of these zones have been playing, I do like their idea to go straight over towards Seaport City or one of the surrounding mountains. I think if last game has taught us anything, once you see a lot of water in the zone, you got to start preparing and be one of the players to kind of position yourself first. And just across, they do see Muzz on top of that mountain, something that is easy to spot out, but sometimes can be very difficult to fight against.
Muzz, Reds, and Japko, though, playing this ultimate height position here. It worked once. Why wouldn't it work again? Already, though. Seems like not too much traction in action here on the outside right now.
What if I just leave this and then just...
Victor V, Chimps, and Skittle up against Visual, Braids, and Diminish now at the pump power. It's a fight that looks like it's going to distance here. Not too much of a fan of this, though. We are getting laid into this kind of mid-game here.
Jeez. A lot of teams
playing
are
a bit of a side angle
right now.
Wonder what's the play right now.
Like, I want to see him right now. Because he's a solo right now.
Oh,
The
they're
other
gone.
side, though. Yeah, I think they kind of heard the footsteps and stuff as well for Victor V, Chimp, and Skittles. Just kind of play very, very slow, going back to some hidden loot that they had before when they were fishing.
Peterbot.
And I do like the decision for both those teams. Don't take a skirmish this deep in the zone, especially when it is pulling toward the south. A lot of them will get stacked up on that side as we tune back into Peterbot, where he's successfully able to get the reboot cards for his teammates, return back to Flight Frogs, and this is exactly what we were talking about here in this game.
Of all time.
Look at this, the reserve still left behind there. There are a couple splashes, but
Are you kidding?
can they get the heals to maintain here, sustain, if you will, inside the storm? We know we saw a couple med kits there. Void Oni mask is out, but just looking very worse for wears right now. There goes the heals.
Like, bro, are you kidding?
So, all right, they've managed to kind of bounce back into this one. I mean, it wasn't pretty, but they are alive. That's all that matters. And again, it's crazy to think these are what their bad games look like. Somehow they rebound. Somehow they still secure points.
Oh,
and they surely have done a good amount of damage, right? At least before things kind of collapse against them.
How much damage do they have?
So the first thing on their mind is Surge when they get in the zone. Sphinx, Cooper, Vidil, as the day has gotten on. You decide to see them progressively getting better and handling their own Storm Surge situation. Right now, they're spread out. Two of them are just right outside Mass Meadows. The other one is toward the north. But Donnie fighting on another side of the map. Cannons crossing just outside their view. They know they have a knock on to Aoxy, and they're just continuously trying to put down pressures. They don't let it go for free. Big shot by Donnie yet again, backing him down, not letting the revive come to fruition. So Aoxy's instantly going to be cleaned up.
So
like what I'm watching right now.
Nice
tag right there,
my
and the
God!
Follow-up was good, but
If
not
he
good
had-
enough to take down Chance Guru here. His
If he
team goes
had,
and wraps things
his
up here.
shotgun
nicely done for
reloaded,
Donnie, putting
I would
another
have went
number on the
straight
map
into his
right now.
montage saying in F and
Very
CS
well
or
played.
whatever.
Look at that, they get to
Straight
feast here.
montage.
They will have to play for the pickup, but the zone bouncing back across now. We're seeing a
they're
back-to-back
below.
shattered span
Look up.
potentially right now.
Check out the replay. Right off of the respawn, they're immediately going back to work. I said they knew how important Surge was. Ritual making up for going down early, gets the elimination. 466 above the damage threshold. Honestly, I would not have expected them to be that much above the threshold at this stage in the game, considering what we've seen so far with both Ritual and Cold getting rebooted.
You know, I was curious, you know, if Ritual was the weak link here, do we think it's like FNCS finals jitters, right? Or could it just be the luck of the draw? Sometimes things don't exactly go your way.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those questions. It's something I feel like, you know, from day one to day two, even from game to game, they're talking about the adjustments that are kind of needed to make. They see another team in their line of sight immediately beelining their way on over, interrupting a fight. They're trying to take advantage of it while they can. They break into one wall. They get pieces on the other side. Cold gets a knock onto one and immediately separates him from the rest of his trio.
Another big elimination. Look how quickly they're making it look. How easy they're making it look right now.
Is that a desk?
Cold, Ritual, Peterbot starting to heat up right now. They know that they're not going to have a problem with the damage moving forwards here. It's just a matter of positioning here onwards. Seaport City once again in action
Shambles
here.
to probably the best lead in the game, almost.
Reminiscent of the first game here. Let's see what learnings players are going to take into this one here. Void Oni Mask helping them with the big rotates here.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit easier this game considering compared to last, but Agers,
oh my
they get
gosh,
back 298 above the Storm Surge threshold, but that's not going to stop them from going after Seek. They get the elimination onto him, leaving the whole trio down as a duo and immediately make it to zone. But
still,
as this one continues to move towards the eastern side of the map, a lot of the teams in this lobby are going to continue to have to rotate along with it.
Good to see Boyo back in the lobby here as well. Just a little concerned if he even made it in for a second there. When we first tuned in, they were down and out, but hasn't set them back. Look at this. They're still very comfortably in the lead with some damage here. And off they go for a big rotate. They're going to be cutting off the rest of the lobby here. One of the first to go ahead and dive in.
It's pretty impressive to actually think about. We're kind of always talking about Poyo, considering he gets in moments like this, able to stay alive, pressure coming in, they overbuild to try to create space, but it was actually Agers who was teaming with Cold and Ritual before Peterbot said, not this team's mine, taking it over. So it's great to see them contending above them on the threshold, and they're taking shots out of Yamzo. Clicks and Batman Booga, getting him down, no shield. Yamzo is forced to back up with the rest of the team. They kind of converge, slowly but surely turtle back to try to save themselves. Neither one of these teams are currently in zone. They still got some distance to cover.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, yo, wait, these dudes are not even in zone. They're putting a lot of pressure on this team right now, trying to see if they can force him out here. And this is going to put Clixie, Yamzo, and Batman Booga in a pretty bad situation. We'll see if they've got enough to go ahead and bounce back. Meanwhile, Rapid Bolton, Kanata, the blades out, and it's getting pretty crazy here on the low ground in the Seaport City. It's going to end up working out for Rapid as he finds Braids. One of the combination from Visuals, of course, and a Minish here. Visuals seems to be the only one standing, but not for long, as Bolts cleans up this team here as well, and that's going to be a huge set of points for them right now. These eliminations really starting to add up. It's going to make a difference on the leaderboard as teams are starting to really approach that 200 points threshold
Bolts
here.
Is
meanwhile,
deep
on
in
the
Storm
edge,
right
Ritual,
now.
Cold, and Peterbot is the first team safe. Clixie, Yamzo, and Batman Booga, Jacob, have now got themselves situated. It has cost them a lot. Look at their mats.
Gosh, that's not good.
Yeah, a fight that kind of put a lot at risk, but you're seeing how they're able to get those eliminations. Scare gets tagged up, Vert
That's not good. Clicks, they need a huge game.
They try to move towards zone. They clean up Scare on the way there, and you can kind of see the stats. Something I was talking about early. They won 23% of their finals lobbies. Just like Peterbot, though, they have to continue to come online, get back into the form we know they can compete at.
Yeah, they definitely do.
They're still very much in this race right now. However, it's never been more difficult. Halfway through the material counts here for Clicks. Pretty tough spot to be in, already going through their chug splashes pretty early here. More Void Oni Mass rotates coming out now. No lines of sights this time, though. This is a clean rotate for them here. One more, and in they are, nice and safe. They're positioned up amongst the juggernauts here. This end game's looking pretty tough so far, but a much better, much more favorable game than the previous one. At least we have a lot of land in play still now.
What is this, like 60% of the lobby, 80% of the lobby, almost 90 outside of the zone now. We continue to move south for the winter. A lot of the teams gonna have to fly through the sky to try to match it. But Poyo, Acorn, and Agers, because of their proactivity early on, they're able to kind of take it step by step by step. From Bolt's Rapid, and I would say Kanata, but he's already down, forced to kind of watch this one on the sidelines, turning into a little bit of a coach, trying to figure out what is this rotation, how they're going to make it. They're trying to look towards the zone. There's so many hills and mountains to overcome before they even make it up there and have a straight shot to the zone.
We've seen many of the other teams in this situation. This is the first now. Bolts is going to be left to just duo it out with Rapid now. Cold, Ritual, and Peterbot finally situated as a full trio nearly in the end game. Can we see them actually cross that threshold It's been so difficult for them to do. Meanwhile, it feels like Muzz, Jacko, and Rise have really figured it out. They're set up perfectly inside the new Storm right now. And look at the maps that they have in a base already situated, just fully aware and under control here. This could be another breakaway game for Jacko, Muzz, and Rise if they could just maintain positioning here now. One set of eliminations, and they're going to be taken off to the tracks here. A lot of hurt teams nearby. Still hunting.
Just a lot of pressure they're putting down on the other side of the map. Rapids now by himself. Bolts gets lost in the mix. At least he's able to look back and see G-Money. He knows 700 above the damage threshold, but that can change in the blink of an eye as he tries to scout out where he's going to position himself. You see the northeast part of that zone stacked as can be, and that's why he's going to board orb his way over the top to where he's trying to be as safe as possible for now. Worry about where it pulls later.
Back on over to Clixie, Obzo, Batman, Booga right now. Not even a quarter material in the reserves here. Very tough spot. This is a team that needs a refresher here. They're seemingly very desperate.
They want to win this thing.
Vidil, Sphinx, and Cooper are going to be the first to get grabbed here. Almost caught in the cone right there. The pre-edit was ready. Clix, though, works his way back. Cooper stands up to the test of defense there. And now they're trying to change their focus. Can they look somewhere else? Little do they know. There's one man, it's a whole team there. Beautiful tag right there, and all of a sudden, they full commit in. Very nicely done for them. And hey, they get some heals to go for the road here. It's not much, but still, the placements and the points that they earn for the elimination is gonna be welcomed here. Look at that.
That was clutch.
That's a little bit of a refresh there. Booga and Aviv, a duo, looking up at high ground. Nothing big comes out of it, but the fact that they're trying here shows that they want this dub here.
I would say through the qualification to get here, Booga's been playing phenomenal. I know there was a big question mark about his dedication.
Oh yeah.
New year, new him. He's back at it. He gets tagged up, trying to make his way in towards zones, hold his position, probably wait for Aviv to back him up because they're the only two left alive on that trio, especially without threats. It's a lot of firepower that they're missing. Trying to get up the side of the mountain. Clicks, Batman, Booga, and Yamzo doing the same thing, and that's the team that Booga and Aviv have to watch out for. They're peeking through the cones. This is vital information before they wait the 8 seconds for the next zone to reveal itself.
Cold Ritual and Peter Bot. No surprise to see them looking very soundly here on the low ground. We thought they would have been a high ground team every single game, but we found them more times than not down in the low ground here. And it just feels like Muzz, Jacko, and Rise have found a huge boost of confidence as they are the team positioned for height once again here now. So the story really starting to shake up here. Meanwhile, Boyo, Acorn, and Adris find Booga. We were just accrediting how good he's been playing, but Boyo is a dog, and he is still hunting here now. And this is a great performance for them right now. 7 eliminations already starting to break away from the pack here. Really keeping things interesting, keeping Muzz, Rise, and Jacko on their toes, if you will, right now. And although they have height, they don't have any Elin, so it's about dead even, if you ask me.
Yeah, and a little bit of feeling of deja vu from that last game where they were able to get high ground and really not be tested from zone to zone. 744 above the damage threshold. Right now, their only go is to pressure all the teams down below. Peterbot, Ritual, Cold. They box to box against Vidil, Cooper, and Sphinx, who have smartly changed layers. They get on out. They don't want to be caught in the madness that is down below. Peterbot, Ritual, Cold, but they're continuously being on the hunt. But in comes the surprise. That's Rapid, the solo. He gets taken down, sent back to the lobby.
Clicks, Batman, Booga, now at 7 eliminations. No material, though. This is very important. The fishing rod comes out just to pull in what they can here. An act of desperation, but hey, they are still alive here and earning ever so slightly some placement points, but they got to get to this next refresh ASAP. Oh, look at this. They find a team inside the zone. It's Violet, it's edgy, but they can't sit around and wait. They have to keep moving here.
Just waiting for the zone to open up on that left side. Cooper, Vidil, Sphinx, they're not waiting. They're just going to the front side of zone, claiming all that space for themselves. Trying to be very, very proactive, and that opens up opportunities. Oliver OG is going to be positioned right above, but they got to watch out for the trio. They're going for the pre-edit. Cooper's trying to break his way in. Good shots on to 20. He's going to go down. They're immediately trying to bulldoze their way in, grab that elimination, grab the resources without getting too greedy.
Not too bad now. This is going to give them a little bit more gas in the tank here. Meanwhile, Clicks finally goes down, but Batman Booga with a great change. Finally, though, they get edgy and a little bit more mats. Another inch taken. Can they turn it into a a mile now. It's just up to Batman, Booga, and Iyamzo. Iyamzo, of course, the voice of this trio right now. Batman, Booga, the firepower. It doesn't get much better than this. Top 10
Iyamzo,
now.
I don't know
They're
how
very much
he
in the game.
manages
High ground has
IGL them.
no
Like,
problem.
it's
Just
so
keep
much
eyes
chaos,
and
but he
tabs on
does.
Rise,
That's
Muzz, and
insane.
Japco. Although they have a
He
single
does not
elimination,
get as
they're
much credit as
just
he should.
pressuring the rest of the lobby. The big points, though, are in the hands of Cold, Ritual, and Peterbot. They are flying up the standings right now, and it's still active down here. Meanwhile, Cold falls, though. It's all up to Peterbot. Once again, he's the last man standing.
Are
a
you
familiar
kidding?
station that he's already ready for. Big knock onto Virgo. Tries to go for the back-to-back, but the run ends. Top 6 for them. Agers now left by himself. Acorn, Pollo, nowhere in sight. He's looking all around, trying to figure out where he's going to try to make this next move. Zone moving toward the north. He peeks out for a second. High ground puts a ton of pressure, getting to expand the build, forced him down low into that chaos, but Agers trying to play it smart. He doesn't want to go to the ultimate low ground, not at this stage of the game.
He's dead.
No, I was going to say a couple missed edits there, and he is just caught between
Cooper,
two teams.
Vidil,
This looks like it's going to come down to Cooper, Vidil, and Sphinx versus our high ground, Muzz, Rise, and Japco, but there's still Oliver OG right in the middle. It all comes down to what Oliver OG is going to end up doing here. Are they going to look to high ground? Are they going to kind of sandwich their way down? Very limited options. No, they don't have material. Japco falls. He comes down too early. And all of a sudden now, anything can go down here.
Don't know why he dropped down, but that was high ground. They were trying to force Oliver's team into Sphinx team down below, but the tables have turned. It cost them everything, but everybody's weak toward the backside of zone. They're trying to keep up, but it's Cooper, Vanille, Sphinx down below. They have full control, but they're out of builds. It's going to be hard for them to continuously try to claim space. Muzz in the outside of zone. He's going to try to start a little bit of a heal off. A late rotation in. Rise doing work, but he goes down. The trio down below. 3v1 situation up against Muzz, who's by himself, but he does not stand a chance. Vanille, Sphinx, and Cooper finally show out to take the game.
I'm not gonna lie, it was looking like Muzz's opportunity to come back once again, and one mistake, one false move, Japco falls
but in the stream for a little bit, guys,
rotating down too soon.
Go to
all of a
Fortnite
sudden
competitive
now you crack
to
things open
see
for
the
Cooper,
rest of the stream.
Sphinx, and Vidil to run one up,
you know,
and they do just that. What a victory royale
I'm
for them as
calling
well. They needed
probably
that win right there. They needed
Pollo
the confidence
will end
boost.
in first.
Vidil was talking about it online.
Or,
This is
yeah.
feeling like another global
Okay.
championship
see y'all
level
in the
game
next
right now. Why